will have to keep that protection on you at all times. You are gonna have to. The way this thing is happening and transpiring in Pittsburgh, I usually only touch bases on these subjects, but because it's so connected to all of us, and this is where I always literally be at already. If y'all haven't, check out Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh City has now passed the police in Pittsburgh have now passed a law and a rule to where from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. it will be minimal police force reacting to calls. Minimal, meaning they only gonna have about 20 officers to watch over the whole Pittsburgh City from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. I said 3 a.m.? Yeah, 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. And it's basically like the purge transpiring on a lower level. So if you got things happening, you got burglaries, robberies, they're gonna have an automated number that you will have to call for some of these places. The precincts will be closed between 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. So now it's getting back to natural law protection. You gotta keep that protection with you at all times. Men naturally should already be processing this way. Naturally. Women, the ones that got warped and brainwashed, I could do it by myself. Yeah, you can make money by yourself, but what you gonna do at 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. if you got a bunch of goons running in your house? You ain't got no man in there. Your man is your first survival respondent. Your man is your sacrificial gun, your bullet, your knife. That's what the man is. So if you just sleeping, minding your business at 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., you are subjugated to any kind of violence or any kind of crime or any kind of harm to you, your vehicle, your house. You're subjugated to all of these things. And this is why I always emphasized over here why it's important for us to follow natural law. God, man, woman, child. That's simple. As far as sacrificing yourself, it goes man, woman, child. Man is first sacrificial, female second sacrificial, and the child is last. See, right now it's only happening in Pittsburgh. It's only happening in Pittsburgh, in the city right now, from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. to where it's basically purge town, purge city. But everything that happens in one small city usually transpires over to another county, another city, another state, every single time. So if we know that this is something that's already set in place in one city, why would it not make its way over to your city? See, everybody just so focused on living regular life, chasing dollar bills, when you're supposed to be getting connected with source. You get connected with source, you're already gonna have access to all this information, all these things already happening. You know what I mean? Before the vid happened, or right when the vid happened, I made sure I went out and had protection close by. Because of my life and what I've been through, I'm not gonna say that it's on me because I know the feds and everybody be doing their thing, but the protection is always close by. Physical weapons is always close. As far as knives and blades and stuff, I got that sprinkled all throughout the house. But as far as the bullets and all those other weapons, they always close by. Always close by. You are gonna have to protect yourself by natural law. A lot of people are saying things like, oh, well, how is, defunding the police gonna help, and how are all these, you're not supposed to depend on them for protection. They're reactionary. Even if the police was active at 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., if somebody broke in your house at 4 a.m., they still wouldn't get to you in time. You would still be dead if they wanted to kill you. You would still be robbed if they wanted to rob you. So that's where this false sense of security comes into play at, that a lot of people tend to follow and get twisted. They get it twisted. They believe in surgery. They believe in these hospitals. There was another situation where two teens, a 19-year-old teen, two twin sisters in New York, just within the past week, one of them got killed, got stabbed to death in the chest or sliced in the neck because she rejected a guy. But she was also out at between the 2 and 4 a.m. time spans. Now, it was New York, different place, location, but that's demon time hours. Why are they out that late lingering, leaving parties and stuff? You know, when you leave parties, you leave before the let out. You don't go to the hot spots that everybody go to get food right after. You go farther out and you take the low-key destinations and locations if that's what you gotta do. You know what I mean? But you have to keep yourself protected at all times. It's you know, we got the spiritual protection, but now it's getting ramped up to the point to where you need physical protection. I tell all the women around me all the time that you gotta have some physical protection on you. I don't give a damn if it's mace, if it's a box cutter, if it's a taser. If you are able to carry a gun, if you don't have no felonies, you need to go get one. If you do not have any felonies, you need to go get a gun as a female. Men, I recommend y'all do it too, but females, because y'all got them hard heads, you feel like, oh, I could do it by myself. Then get your do it by yourself ass to go get a weapon for some protection, because we all need it out here right now. We're gonna start hearing a bunch of weird stories about Pittsburgh and about the things that's happening between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. But we also gotta be prepared for when it happens in the rest of the states. You have to be prepared. When the vid happened, it only happened overseas, then it made it over to New York, and then it just spread out everywhere. When it first started happening, I kept thinking to myself, like, they said it got over here to the States due to, like, the circles and shit that Tom Cruise and these celebrities be in, but I'm like, I'm not even in these niggas' circles, so how am I subjugated to the same stuff they are when I don't even operate around their same bubbles? You know, people are like, oh, well, they got on this, and then that person left over there and gave it over there, and then that person hit it over there. Now, shut up with all that weird shit. They're injecting it in us. They do got some things that you can pass on through air, but for the most part, they're injecting that in us, you know? And this thing with Pittsburgh is very, very new. I want to say they just started passing this thing in place within like the past 2 weeks, but they've been talking about it for a couple months now. And I'm always tapped into all the information just because I like to be aware. When things start happening, I was making a point when I started talking about the vid earlier. Things start happening with the vid, I made sure I had physical protection. I made sure that I had a tent just in case. You know what I mean? I made sure I went to Lowe's and I loaded up on 20 to 30 to 40 plus different seeds, you know, from like tomatoes, cucumbers, watermelon. I don't even eat onions, but I got onions, like potatoes, all these different seeds, just in case. I don't care if they GMO seeds or not. I feel better knowing that I do got some seeds, I do got a tent, you know what I mean? I do got some physical protection. The first aid kits are always close by. If things happen right now, I got a vehicle, I could jump in the car, I can make moves out the way. With tents, you don't have to learn how to build a cabin right away. You just gotta learn how to get the fuck out the way. I'm in Virginia where there's plenty of spaces where you could just dip straight off into the woods where it's like, it's deep, it runs deep. So this is one of the locations where you can get low at. And there's some spaces on the outskirts is here as well too. But all of these things is things people should be keeping in mind. Like, I'm tired of seeing content like, oh, here's your soulmate here and your soulmate there, and you know, God is telling you to go all in right now. Why is God telling you to go all in right now when you need to be preparing right now for the wintertime? We in the middle of a war, so I'm not in the space or in my spiritual season to be trying to go all in on anything. Because we never know what's going to happen with this season. When it's time for you to go all in, you'll know. But right now, the way everything is transpiring, this is not an all-in season. You need to have your back ends covered. Men, you need to learn how to fight. There's a lot of men out here that ain't never been in no physical altercations. Physical altercations help you with your communication skills. Because now you already know, as men, when we talk naturally, there's a chance of a physical altercation. But if you already know how to handle yourself, what you can do, of course you're never going to always know what the next person going to do, but as long as you know what you can do. In my world, I've been fighting since I was 5 or 6. I know how to fight, and I know how to take a punch. So in my world, I don't give a damn if you're bigger than me, smaller than me, stronger than me. I'm always processing what I can do to you. I'm not thinking about, oh, they might do this to me. I don't live by those tactics because I know what I can do, you know? That's where I focus that energy at as far as what I can do. I cannot control that other being. If he bigger and stronger than me and he happened to whoop my ass, then he just happened to whoop my ass. You know what I mean? I haven't had that happen before, but there's always a possibility that it can happen, you know? And this thing with Pittsburgh and the 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. thing, they always start off in the smaller cities first before they bring them to the big cities, depending on what kind of new wave they're about to add to the matrix. Because when they put it here, they're also going to put it in Europe Western, and Africa Western, and Australia Western, Asia Western, South America Western. Canada, you are with us, so I don't ever say sorry Canada. I just put us all together in the same bag, in the same bunch. It's still love right here. It's still love right here, you know what I mean? But just understanding and tap into it if you haven't already. The purge is on its way. If you haven't realized, the movies are always an over-exaggerated version. I had talked about the demonic possessions. All of those movies was over-exaggerations because there's people out here walking around possessed every single day. And I'm not talking about just off of drugs. It's real-life people out here that's possessed that's not doing any drugs or any like hard drugs, because food can be considered a drug, the shit that they be putting in there. But you know what I mean. There's people out here getting possessed every single day. But just being prepared, you know, preparation. You gotta keep that protection on you at all times. Like, nobody was really ready for the vid when it happened besides us who have been tapped in and just kind of preparing ourselves. Now we got another example of the narrative being redirected back to allowing this new wave to come and transpire and take over. And it just kind of puts me in a space of like, a lot of people who thought they was built for this and thought they was ready for this is gonna start showing true colors. You know, all the women that say that, oh yeah, well, I can do it by myself. Right. You can make money by yourself, but you ain't making money when you sleep at 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. You know how anxious the people in Pittsburgh are going to be and already been. You gotta double, triple lock your doors. Even if you do, they can still break into your house, still harm you, and there still be no police around to do anything afterwards. I never looked at police as protection. So over here, if you looking at police as protection, you're fucking crazy. They are reactionary. They aren't here to prevent or stop anything. They are not here to prevent or stop anything. They are reactionary. So that's why in my world I always say, like, every female needs a man. Like, y'all running around pushing niggas away. If I was a female, like, I would be trying to get with the most righteous, godly, masculine, divine man that I possibly can. I wouldn't give a damn how many women he got in part of that tribe. I know he's solid enough to take care of all of us. But we in such a weird space that they like, no, I want my own. Okay, so while you're waiting on it, just know that you got to cover your own ass between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. You got to cover your own ass between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. So you're going to have to keep that protection on you at all times. We already know we spiritually protected over here. But you still have to be physically protected out here as well too, because you do have a physical vessel. You cannot be naive to your actual vessel. You're not a ghost. You're not invisible. Okay? So all of this tough guy shit, all the masculine, female, you're going to have to feminize or become extra masculine. You have to refeminize yourself and get with a great leader and a protector. Because everybody wants a provider instead of a protector, because they're just thinking, oh, I don't want to have to struggle. Fucking weak ass motherfuckers. That's weak. I know people be weak because most motherfuckers out here don't even want to grow their hair naturally. They just rather, I just put a sew-in in it. I just put a weave in it. You know, I'll just... When they shut this down, what you gonna do then? What you gonna do then? You still gonna be trying to figure out how to get fake hair? You still gonna be trying to figure out how to get fake lashes? Like, Are you still gonna be worried about putting on makeup? See, right now, society has switched it from protecting and providing. That's the natural law way. Now it's at providing and then protecting. But there is no provision without protection. Fuck. Because you believe in this false ideology of this system right here. You believe that you can be provided for without protection. They shut the system down. They're going to show all you silly ones out here that you need protection than provision. All the men out here that's weak as hell, you going to have to unfeminize yourself. You're going to have to become more masculine. You're going to have to learn how to think fast on your feet. You're going to have to learn how to protect. You're going to have to learn how to fight. You're going to have to create avenues as far as like, if you're not a forward thinker, you're going to have to start processing how to think forward. It's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to do differently to keep yourself safe. So if you're a feminized man, you definitely are not going to have too many females you got to protect. You're just going to have to protect yourself, which actually makes it a little bit better on you, unless you get with another male who is a protector, and then y'all can kind of tribal together. That's really what we should all be doing, is trying to tribal together. But you got to understand, like, what's happening in Pittsburgh, it's coming here. Look into it. Look into Pittsburgh City. Their police chief and staff had already made statements, comments. There's already a bunch of content out here talking about the purge happening in Pittsburgh. It's not going to be like the movie, but they are still going to be purging. It's still, you basically got a whole window of opportunity that if you hated somebody, you can go check them right then and there. You know, they probably will be responding to like murders and different things of that nature, but as far as like harassments, domestic violence, and like little, like the smaller things, all of that's dead. All that's dead. So let's say you, like the way Western women is set up, not the divinely femme over here, you know, but the weird ones. Let's say the weird ones got into an argument with their man because he came in the house late. Let's say he came in the house at 2 o'clock, 2:30. Bars let out. He got back in the house 2:30. All he got to do is wait till 3 o'clock in Pittsburgh. He just need to wait 30 minutes and he can put these beaters on you. And there's not anything that you will be able to do unless you got a knife or a gun and you're willing to cause physical harm to him. Society is not prepared for what's about to happen. And I can keep it fun and smile and be light with it because I'm always ready. I'm always war ready, you know, to much love and appreciation to everybody that got a chance to be in my aura and got the fuck away because they was not ready, and they still won't be ready, and they lost a great protector by doing so. I already got locations in here to where if everything really hits the fan on where I could disappear to, how I'm gonna go pick up this being, how I'm gonna get over here to this being, how to stay away from the main road, how to stay away from main roads, you know, just a lot of different things have already been processed and thought of up here. Because in my world, the creator told me, you are the real protector. So I have to have all these things in place already. I'll make money, but making money is not what my life revolves around. To a certain degree, on a percentage scale, it does, because I need the money for my location. I need the money as a resource for my vehicle, just to outsource it as a resource, you know what I mean? But that doesn't stop me from figuring out everything else that I gotta figure out. You know, you guys have to be aware. Pittsburgh is real, it's happening. Check it out. The two teens, it was two 19-year-old twins, rejected a guy at a bodega, and one got stabbed to death in the chest. See, you out here playing around with niggas on demon time, not understanding that there is no rules for these demons. They don't give a fuck if you're a man or a female. If they want to get you, they gonna get you. But let women tell it, oh, bro, you ain't gonna do nothing to me. I wish he would. Try me. I'll knock his ass out. Yeah. And then you hit him as hard as you can, and you realize, oh shit, I didn't even turn his chin. You didn't even turn the chin. You didn't have the power you thought you had, because you got to take your power, your hardest hit, and then multiply it by like 5 or 10. And then that's a man's power. Even some of the weakest men are still stronger than you. Just accept it as the facts, and then just be more smarter and wiser about it. Because if you have a hard time with one, what do you think multiple guys is gonna do if they break into your house at 3 a.m. to 7 a.m.? You know? And then the two twins, the one that got killed, she got to watch her own sister get stabbed. The other sister went to the hospital. She got stabbed too. But the one got hit in the chest. She was done. She was done from rejecting the guy. Rejection. Rejection and doing this number right here. Once you say no, leave it alone. All that other talking shit and all this extra stuff, assuming somebody won't do anything, I think that time is gone. And we have to keep ourselves protected at all times. I don't care if you walk around with a Bible and you got a switchblade in the Bible. Hey, they do it in prison. Keep your ass protected. If you can go out here and get you some guns, please, 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 go out and strap up. Strap up. The Creator says, hey, I allow these items to be made on this universe for them to be used as a tool. I want to keep my spiritual protection right here, and I want to keep my physical protection right here. You know what I mean? Like, when I have both and connected with source, it just, you feel unstoppable. Not saying you cannot be stopped, but you have more confidence in your being and your state of mind to be able to protect, defend, and to ward off anything else that's happening around you. See, over here, we always going to touch base on the things that people don't want to talk about, because there's a lot of shit happening. I ain't up here just doing this for no goddamn likes, you know, or just for the check, because I was doing this before YouTube started sending anything over here. You know, the beauty in this channel over here is you can look back at my old content. You can see I got vlogs up there with me engaging with people and doing music and stuff, and then I have a whole Godcast, and you can see how I engage with other beings. I didn't just start this off up here and I was just doing this solo, and then you don't have no back history of me. There's a back history. I got a whole Godcast where I start off inviting guests, multiple people. It shows that I know how to engage and communicate with other people, and I ain't hold no bars up there either. And I put a lot of me out there as well too, and my message has been the same. It's just getting better. Is getting better. The message is getting better, but the preparation is turning up, because everything is turning up. The message is cool. Boom, you got the piece of mail, or bam, I'm the messenger. You got the message. Now you still have a due date. You know, it's still some kind of time stamp on there as far as like when you got to return something, or when you got to be somewhere or do something. You know, so just keeping these things in mind. Keep that protection on you at all times. Like, they're ramping up and they trying to show you, like, They create this rule in Charlottesville. Best believe I probably won't even be sleeping between 3 to 7. I will sleep between 8 and 2 and set my alarm clocks for 3 to 7 when it first starts, just so I can be alert. I want to be alert. I want to be aware. I want to know if something is transpiring inside my space. I don't want to be caught off guard. I don't want to be caught off guard. You know, and anybody that's in my space is going to be protected, knowing that you got a suicide warrior ready to go all out at any given time. You know what I mean? And I stand on it solidly. Solid. But tap into Pittsburgh. There's plenty of information and news statements about the Pittsburgh police chief and the new rules that's being implemented in the automated system that they're going to send you to when you do call the police, and then all the precincts will be closed between that time. So even if you had a situation you wanted to run to the precinct because the police wasn't responding, they won't be there. So they're basically telling you have to take care of yourself, which is called accountability. Who wants to take accountability? Why would I want to take? Of course I do. Who gonna protect me better than me? Besides somebody who's a better protector, you know what I mean? The Creator, or in physical form. Hey, I have to see some kind of fruits to show that you can protect me better than I can protect myself. Or maybe I protect myself better when we tag team together. Because now I got another being that's built like me that can watch my back, and we can stand like this, and I don't have to worry about looking over my shoulder, because I know I got, you know, my flame back there that got me covered. Women, if I was you guys, I would be extremely mindful of playing this weird ass game of saying, oh, I can do it all by myself. I'm providing. I got my own house. I got my own car. You a goddamn adult. That's what you're supposed to do. How is your protection set up? Because physical protection is nice. That's primary. But now they're forcing it even more to where you will need physical protection. So for all the ones that say you can physically protect yourself, you're going to be given a time and place very soon to show if you can protect yourself. And how many is willing to risk that? How many willing to risk that? You sleep in your house and then a bunch of people come in your house at 3 a.m. or between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. and they want to ape you. You know what I mean? They can take it at will. What you gonna do? Say, well, I got some money. You got what they want, and it ain't money. You know what I mean? This is why I have so much emphasis on the fight that I have and protection I have for my daughter. Because if something happened to me, I need her to be aware enough to know that, all right, damn, well, my dad isn't here with me now, but he showed me these things as far as how to protect myself, and he also talked to me about these things. I know what kind of male I should be looking for to kind of lead me, who I can go under his wing, join the program, and be some kind of, you know, have me an important role over there with them, but know that also that I am still getting protection. You know? Just be mindful of these things. It's a lot of shifts that's happening, and this thing that's going on with Pittsburgh will be coming to your state soon. This is just the startup. You know, if you look at New York, they just had put the national security. They brought soldiers to patrol the train stations down there. They're not even patrolling them, but they got them down there now. I'm from New York. Police don't hang out in the station. It's not their hangout spots. But now they actually have military troops down there in the stations. You know, they're not there consistently, but they are there. So just keep these things in mind. The purge is on its way. If you ain't prepared, you better get your ass prepared. If your focus is not where it's supposed to be at, you will get left in the dust. Men, you got to start stepping up your protection. You have to start stepping up your protection. That is mandatory. Women, if you want to be the independent woman, make sure you got some weapons and tools near you. Please, 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 please. Have some tools near you. Have a knife on the dresser. Have one under your pillow. Have one in the bathroom with you. You know, have the mace somewhere. Have the taser somewhere. Have your weapon, your gun beside you. Like, you have to have these things. Because once you get caught slipping without it, it's no takebacks. Keep yourself protected at all times out here, and be mindful that 7 a.m., that 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. is coming to a city and a town near you. You know, tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.